Welcome to Worst Shift Ever, your go-to hospitality podcast. I'm Jake.
I'm Shane.
And our guests today are the married duo behind Bistro Huddy, Andrea Kelley and Drew Talbert.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks for being on. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are our couple of firsts. First of 2026.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
First double interview.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep 'em
And
coming.
then what was the other first? First time we've interviewed people that we don't really know. This is
Right. Yeah.
So
Stranger danger.
yeah, we kind of like start the pod off just trying to get a baseline of where you guys started in the restaurant industry. So like, what was your first intro?
Yeah.
Where was your first job? Where did you start?
Yeah, my first one was out here. It was in Beverly Hills. I knew there was like good money in restaurants and a lot of flexibility. I moved out here for the entertainment industry. And I got a job at this little cafe in a medical building in Beverly Hills.
Oh.
It was kind of like an order at the counter. We bring it out to you. It was actually really good, but it was pretty much like the clientele was just the doctors and nurses that worked in the building. And then my second restaurant job was with you.
Yeah. Well, yep. You predated me, but yeah.
I did, at a place called Boneyard Bistro in Sherman Oaks, which we'll talk a little bit more about, I'm sure, once you talk about you have a far more extensive. I did it for, maybe like 15 years or so.
Damn.
But it was like all at one restaurant for.
What were you like a counter? The counter.
So
person?
at the little cafe, yeah. So they would order up with me, and then I would bring the food out. So it was me and a couple other people, and it was like a coffee thing too. So a little barista stuff, and then I started the restaurant as a hostess because I had no like real table service experience. And so I started as a hostess, and I was like, I feel like I could be a really good server. And they ended up, and there was no turnover really. The people that have been there were there for a while, and someone ended up leaving, and I was like,
So you said no turnover.
little to
And
no.
immediately said someone left.
Let's get him out of here.
So I just want to know.
And so I started doing both, and I was hosting and serving.
Nice.
Yeah. When I got there, well, okay, I'll get to that in a minute. But my first restaurant job, well, I did work at Blimpie's Sub Shop as a teenager, like a summer job. But my first like table service restaurant job, I started as a busboy at this chain in the Southeast because I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, called O'Charlie's. And then I was a server there. That was my first serving job too. And then about 12 restaurants here and there over 22 years. But I did have some long tenures at a couple of places for sure. But there's a few I only spent a little bit of time at.
So you could be a server as a teenager? It's Tennessee.
No. Blimpie's is like Subway.
Oh, okay.
But they slice the meat to order.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
ever been
I
there?
remember
Fancy.
That's right.
It's
That's
fancy
what
stuff.
out here.
They sliced the meat, and it was actually pretty good. It was a really wild situation. I was a high school super straight edge church boy, big time. And it's how I was raised, and I fully embraced it. I was in, but I ended up at this Blimpie's working with these guys who were really into the band Fish.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Widespread Panic and
Talk
all
about
that.
a cult.
And, they were. So the owner, it was one of these situations where this guy owned like 3 Blimpies,
Yeah.
and he was never there, particularly in the evening. And we were supposed to stay open until like 9 p.m. These two guys, if there was a Fish show or Widespread Panic show within driving distance, they shut the place down. 5 p.m., 5:30.
Doors locked.
That they also sold stuff from the back, and their friends would come in, and they had a changeable copy marquee sign that would say, "Please ask for oregano" whenever they had stuff.
For the weed, yeah.
And then and this was back.
Subtle code word.
Now this is back in like the 90s.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Weird
Nothing
that
was
Blimpie's isn't
legal
around anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I would buy weed.
And I would be sitting there making a sandwich. I'd look to my right into the kitchen. They'd be weighing stuff out, and I'd be like sweating like this. It was so
Like he's going to
DEA
hell.
is gonna bust in the
yeah,
door.
yeah. But then on the other hand, I would give my friends free sandwiches when they came in. So really, where are the ethics?
Where's the portobello? The mushrooms are in bed.
Yeah, right.
So then you got more like a proper
Yeah. O'Charlie's, busboy one summer, and then I was a serving age. The next summer I was like 18, and then I was a server there. Yeah.
Damn. So you've been teenage. That's a pretty good start into the into the industry.
Restaurants from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then just did that like her in Nashville, and then moved out here, moved back to Nashville, moved back here. I've done ultra fine dining at some of the nicest place in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've done Coogies in Malibu. Was this like more breakfast lunch to the stars kind of place. It was next to this Malibu colony where a lot of John Cusack was there every morning. Sometimes there'd be like 5 A-list celebrities in there, like they just rolled out of bed kind of eating at the same time. It was that kind of place.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was really casual is my point. And then I met her at that barbecue place, Boneyard.
And then
Bistro.
Boneyard. I think
It's great.
I feel like I've either driven by Boneyard or been to Boneyard.
It's so good.
It's great. Yeah.
It's also the backdrop of Bistro Huddy, because that was Drew's last job.
Yeah.
Before all this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened during COVID, and they weren't really open for servers. Obviously, everything it was just like takeout only.
Started making videos.
That was the last
And-
serving job.
And we shoot on green screen, and so I went in there and asked if I could take pictures.
Take some pics?
And it was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
took
ask where you got
pictures
the
of
backgrounds
everything, and I used that. So what you're
But the
seeing,
more it
is-
grew, he'd be like, can I come in and take a couple more?
Yeah,
Things? Like, we need like a server station.
yeah, I
maybe,
need
like,
this.
the
I don't have
walk-in.
this. I don't have that.
That's awesome. They were so cool about it. So is that where Bistro Huddy is kind of inspired by Boneyard?
Well,
I think some elements of it, but it's also just completely made up.
it is a combination of characters that she and I have met and worked with or worked for over decades. And Boneyard definitely is a part of that because we both worked there for a very long time. But like the manager, Terry, is based off a manager from a place called Green Hills Grill back in Nashville. Okay. I mean, just completely ripped off of this guy.
I think is his name Terry?
His name is Terry. He was
No,
He's
in
like,
his-
I'm not
I
even
think
gonna hide it. This is
Yeah,
me,
this
man.
was like 20 years ago, and he was in his 60s. So if he's still out there, he was a
On TikTok.
chain smoker.
He's
I
doing
hope he
dances
sees
on
it and
TikTok.
he
yeah,
knows
yeah.
that's
Maybe,
me.
maybe.
I was gonna say, has he seen it and been like, "That's me"?
Yeah, offensive wig, Drew.
All right, so you guys met at this restaurant? How did can we talk about the meeting? How
Yeah.
was it love at first sight?
No.
Was it
Not even close.
No, no.
Especially from her end.
We worked together for like 5.5 years before we even hung out as friends.
I was with someone too for
the beginning
several
part of
years.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't on the hunt.
Yeah. And I just was like into fucking losers, I guess. I don't know. Drew is a really nice guy.
Hey, king loser right here.
No, before
No,
you.
it's okay.
I'm not calling you. I'm saying I was
know
into
you're not,
losers, so
I
I
know,
wasn't. He was too nice. He's like such a nice guy. I'm like, oh no, gross. Why would I want someone to treat me well? And then I realized
Right.
that's what you deserve. That's what you're supposed to do.
It's a problem out
It
there.
is.
yeah?
Problem.
But yeah, so we worked together for like 5.5 years. And at that point, he had been single for a while, a couple years. And we just started like hanging out as friends. And I knew he was into me. I was not into him. But he, I feel like such a jerk whenever I tell this story. Like,
No, it's great.
Whatever. But there was this time that he asked me to hang out and go see a movie with him at the ArcLight, R.I.P. ArcLight.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's gonna think this is a date.
Indeed.
I don't want him
It
to
was.
think this is a date. So I'm like,
It
I'm
was.
gonna buy the tickets. And then we get in the car, and he's like, "Oh, I'll set." There wasn't Venmo back then. I don't remember how he was gonna. He's like, "Oh, I'll give you money for the tickets, probably
I was
cash."
going to write you a check.
And I was like, I kept saying, "Oh, buddy, it's okay, buddy." Like I kept calling him buddy. Like maybe that will get the point across to him.
Nope.
And and then the movie was done, and he's like, "Do you want to go home or like get coffee or something?" And I don't drink coffee, and I'm like, "Oh."
You have to know though. She tells this story, and it's so like obvious if you hear this version of it, right?
Sure.
beneath.
We
Pull
need
the
to get
curtain
the
back.
receipts.
Yeah.
We need to
The
get
receipts
the
are a
receipts.
text thread. We
I
had
don't
been
believe it.
texting, and we had gotten very,
I
very
need to see the
flirtatious.
proof.
I need to see
Oh,
the
very,
proof.
very flirty in the text. So when she's like, "Hey, buddy," and all this, I'm seeing it through the filter of these texts.
Yeah.
True. If a girl's calling me buddy, I automatically assume she's into me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine.
What was the movie?
It was St. Vincent with
Bill
Bill Murray and
Murray
Melissa
and-
McCarthy.
Is Jude Law in that?
I can't remember, but it's a really
St.
it was a
Vincent's
great
only
movie.
part of the
Bill Murray,
title.
Bill Murray. Yeah,
Bill
sorry.
Murray, yeah.
Yeah.
No, St. Vincent is a title.
That's the full title.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember.
But then he was like, "Do you want to get coffee?" And I'm like, "I want to go home." But there was like something about him that I was like, it was like in his response, it was like I can't even explain it, but I just could tell,
felt
like,
sorry for
no, like there's something going on with
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's something that like it's not disappointment that he wants to like try and hook up with me or something. Like there's something. So I was like, okay, let's go get coffee. So we went to Bourgeois Pig. Also, R.I.P. Why are all these amazing places have
yeah,
to close
place.
down? And you can share a little bit of that moment.
Oh yeah, just totally trauma dumped all over you. No, not really. I was going through a very transitional phase in my life from drug addiction to cleanliness, and I was really into her, but I didn't want to like go into that like that. So I'd been getting clean for a little while.
It was like 2 days at that point. It was literally 2 days.
Yeah, yeah,
and that's
right.
what it was. And so he had only told one other person. So when we were at the Bourgeois Pig, and I'm like, I'd been working with this person for years, and I had no idea that he was addicted to
Yeah.
drugs or anything like that. And so
And you were
that,
immediately attracted to him.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
You were
there's,
like,
there's
he's
the
a,
fucked
he
up
is a
one.
bad boy.
Sorry, I didn't know your game.
No, I that just like bonded us because I felt this like responsibility almost to like be this supportive person. Like I felt honored that he trusted me to share that with me because I knew like his family, like literally only one other person knew, a friend that also was clean that he had reached out to about that. So we started texting more and like hanging out more as friends.
She's an incredible listener. Yeah. So I in that coffee shop time, I was just blown away by how she could just like lock in and
Absorb it without.
yeah. She's someone
seeming-
you know.
seeming-
you
seeming-
might know people in your life like that you just when you're talking to them, you feel them actively like taking it in.
Yeah.
In a way that some people don't. So she.
I think that's part of the cool thing about dating. It's classic don't shit where you eat, but I think there is something to be said about like getting to know somebody through osmosis and just getting their character through work without the pressure of romance, because then you kind of you have a baseline for like who this person is without the context of romance.
And you see them in high stress situations and
Yeah.
how they react. Sometimes it takes a while when you're dating someone to get to that point.
Yep.
Because we're really good at like showing just our best, and you show your ass working in a restaurant sometimes.
It's trauma
Yeah.
bonding, really.
Yeah.
Well, damn, that's
It's beautiful.
that is.
Thanks.
Honestly,
Yeah.
just in time for Valentine's Day. Thanks for the Valentine's Day
That's true.
post.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip that. No, worst shift ever is our thing. We want to hear about the dirt, but we're trying to turn a new leaf a little bit and talk and spread a little positivity. So we always want to hear about people's best shifts ever. So do you have a night or day that sticks out as like, oh, that was a cool shift?
Wow. When we were working at Boneyard, it was like that crew that we worked with, front of the house and back of the house, we were all such good friends. So like the work part obviously was annoying to have to like deal with customers because you're like, I just want to hang out with my people. But it made the job so much more fun to like really enjoy being with people. I don't know I'm trying to think what my favorite night is. I mean, it's so like, what's the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
I can't even think of the description to like.
Is it more of like a type of night that you enjoy?
No, like when you're like if you were to like someone just for their looks.
Superficial.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's a
superficial.
really superficial thing. But we had these regulars that would come in, and they were so sweet, this older couple, but they would always tip us so much fucking money. Like, if you saw them, it was like an instant night booster. And you were like, they're so nice. And you don't even want their money because, like, you just like being around them. But they would, like, shove money in Drew's. Especially, like, when we were getting married, they're like, here's more money.
Even when you didn't serve them. They give you, like, the $20 handshake.
Yeah, they would just,
Those
like,
people are the best.
$100 in the pockets.
best. And this guy gave me a subscription to a magazine he liked and kept it going for like 3. I had to finally write him and be like, dude, I appreciate it, but
What was the magazine? It's like Reader's Digest or something.
it was
No, I don't even.
guns and ammo.
Garden and gun. I
Oh,
think.
God.
Oh yeah, Garden and Gun.
Yeah.
So we have this like constant subscription that
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
I don't.
Yeah.
I finally I ran into him. I was like, hey man, I appreciate it, but you know.
they were
was
so
Garden
nice.
and
Great.
So they
Great,
just like
good
anytime
people.
they came in, it was like no matter how shitty the night was, like you just had these 2 like bright lights come in and
My favorite shift, I remember specifically because I got there and they said the hood's broken. We can't open tonight. Go home.
Yeah, that was always great.
Just got right back in my car.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Those are the best.
it's true. There's really nothing better than like
No,
you drive to work and they're like, we can't be open tonight. And you're like,
Yeah, those are great. The best though is when you go in and you hit like 2 or 3 amazing tables and then you like their first cut. So
Yeah.
it's like you work for like an hour, you make more than you've made sometimes when you worked 8 hours
Yeah.
and you're home. Those are pretty
I was gonna
sweet.
say leaving is always great.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to remember the best shifts over the worst shifts, but
Yeah.
I do kind of miss the days pre-pooled house because most places these days everything's pooled tips.
Oh, really? Is that the
yeah, I
trend?
mean, almost
is
every.
that like a post-COVID thing? Because like
I
business
think
is down more.
I don't know. I think so. I want to say I hadn't experienced it until I worked at the Sunset Tower, and that was the first time where it was like everybody's making the same amount of money regardless.
Also, the decline of people using cash, I think, plays a lot into that because it's a lot easier to just like take all the money.
I
from
did
credit
it
cards.
once at Hungry Cat. It's gone now. It's in Hollywood. And David Lentz, chef. And Suzanne Goins, his wife. Luke, AOC, all that. But that was pooled. And it was always busy. And it worked because every server, for the most part, were kind of badasses. And we would like police each other. There's
Yeah.
one guy, Jeremy. Shout out to him.
Shout out Jeremy.
He's still out there. I think he's got his own bar now. But he was like ruthless. He'd get behind you while you're ringing in orders and be like, why aren't you selling more wine? What the fuck is wrong? You know, he'd get in your ear and you're like pushing because it was like his money too kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So nobody was skating there. We were all.
Before Drew worked at Boneyard, because they had this expansion. So he was part of the crew that got hired when they expanded. And we had this manager, Mike, and we were pooling at the time because it was a really small restaurant when it was that half. And we would pool, but Mike had been there the longest and he knew which tables were going to tip the best. So he'd be like, I'm going to take these. So at the end of the night, his tips might be $400 and mine are $150, and he would like cuss me out about it. And I'm like, you're taking all the good tables that you know are going to tip you. Like, it was my turn.
Shout out to you, Mike.
He would always give me such shit that my tips sucked. But I'm like, you literally were like taking all the tables.
Yeah.
Such a snake.
Mike, though, I'll give you another story about Mike. He was great because he was a server manager. He was managing one night, totally got my back with this rude table in a way that I thought I might get fired the way I talked to them. And he just doubled down for me, went over
Fuck
there.
yeah.
And they ended up having to leave. And
That's
I was
the
like,
best.
oh my God, Mike.
But that's, I feel like, the difference between like a chef-owned restaurant and
Yeah,
like
yeah, this
corporate.
wasn't-
Because
yeah, this
Boneyard,
wasn't spot.
even Aaron, the owner, like would get our backs all the time, and then like
Yeah.
after would be like, "What the fuck?" Like cuss us out, like
Yeah.
when they weren't looking. But he always like, even if we were in the wrong, he was like 10 toes down,
That's true.
had our back.
Yeah. I do kind of miss working in corporate restaurants. There's something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You like the structural safety of it?
A little bit. I don't know. I think because I had so many good experiences because of the trauma bond. We had a common enemy, which was the restaurant. So like I made so many good friends in
Right.
big corporate restaurants.
Right.
Like my best friends are from these big corporate restaurants. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's something romantic about it still for me. Like even though it's awful, but I also miss the opportunity to get a 401k and shit like that. Certain cool thing. You know what I mean? Certain cool things.
You don't get it though.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I've done corporate and not, so I totally feel you.
All right, perfect segue. What's your worst shift ever?
My worst shift. I don't know if I have like a standout worst shift, but also Boneyard, it's like my only real experience. The menu's pretty eclectic, but they're known for their barbecue. And so I think most people that aren't in the restaurant industry don't really understand the process of when you're cooking fresh barbecue. You're going to like look at the reservations. You're going to kind of guess it's a Thursday night. This is how many people might come. And you're going to like smoke as much barbecue as you would think you're going to sell. So we ran out a lot. Like it just, he never made too much that it's going to go bad. So my worst shifts were probably when we would run out of specifically beef ribs and these men would come in. It's always the same kind of guy. And goddamn these men. And they would get so mad. And like some of them would cuss me out because
these Valley dads.
They're next level.
You grew up out there.
I did, yeah.
And so any shift that we ran out of barbecue, and I know people are coming there for barbecue, was my worst shifts ever because I just was like, what can I do? I can't do anything. But I was just like this punching bag every time. So finally I would talk to the host and be like, before you seat them, just let them know, we're out of beef ribs. Because that way they can decide, like, do they want to stay and find something else? And like, maybe that will diffuse it a little bit. But any time that we ran out of that was like the most miserable shifts I think I've ever had.
A little more on these guys out there, because like I had worked at the Hungry Cat, Hollywood, had done Beverly Hilton, Cookie. I'd worked and I'd served like high level people. I was in the room when like the CEO of Nissan was discussing a merger
with like Honda or something.
You know what I mean? I'm just and then I finally got this job, one of my last job in the Valley for the first time, working in the Valley at the Boneyard Bistro, and these dads. They're like Harvard Westlake dads, and like some of these guys would come in. They have the hugest egos.
Yeah, they're
and they
entitled.
would size you up in a really weird way if you were a male server. Like I'd approach the table and they'd just be like, they're just like they'd been coming there for a while. Who's this new guy? And they would totally just size me up and like really test me. And it was just it was a bizarre energy. Does that sound familiar?
That's factual. I mean, I played like sports growing up out there, and they're the same dads.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
I had to really come into work ready to
fight.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's like being in like Hollywood or LA proper, that there's less like machismo, and then you get outside to like the Valley, and then it gets back to like the typical
it's just
kind
very
of like
different. In Hollywood, this place was like foodie.
Yeah.
It was a foodie beacon,
Yeah.
David Lynch was it was like, so you'd just be table after table of foodies. You had to know your stuff.
Yeah.
You had to know wine and everything so well and be able to articulate it and do all that. And to go there, and that was intimidating in a different way. But out there, it was more of just literally like, who are you to stand in front of me and serve me this? Who are you to even be in this space with me?
Do you have a worst shift ever? Like a specific night?
I know his, and his is a really good
It's a
one.
juicy. We got a juicy one.
It's a good one.
I don't know if it's that juicy. It's just the one that really stuck.
I mean,
with
this
me.
would like I don't think I would serve ever again.
Over my years, I've had several doozies, but this one does stand out. It was at the Beverly Hilton, and the place had just been remodeled, and it had been this old place where for decades, families in Beverly Hills would go with groups of like 10 to 20 on Thanksgiving and go, and it was a buffet restaurant downstairs at Beverly Hilton. It was a classic thing they would go do with their families. And so they had this idea to refurbish it back in, when was this? Now, I want to say like 2008, 2009 maybe? No, 2000, I don't know, early that time. They remodeled, and they remodeled the restaurant, and they changed it to Circa 55. And they put out, and they hired all these young I was younger then, servers, right? 'Cause they wanted to feel hip and cool.
Hip and cool, yeah.
Yeah, because it was full of, it was a union hotel, and the servers had also worked there for decades. And so just imagine the age and
Yeah.
the cool factor of that versus what they're trying to do. So the first Thanksgiving rolls around, and they'd hired a chef. They never had a chef. They had like a kitchen manager, I'm sure, or something. Hired this chef from Australia, capable guy, but Thanksgiving hits, and they all, even though the restaurant had changed, the families had not changed this plan. So we're full of reservations of these parties of Beverly Hills families of 10, 20 people. And it fills up. There's like 3 seatings that night. The chef, however, from Australia did not understand exactly how important it was to have a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah, Australians don't have Thanksgiving.
So-
Those fuckers.
No, but he had it. But he made 4 options on the menu, and it was to be coming from the kitchen, no buffet. And one of the options was a traditional Thanksgiving meal, but there was also like a salmon, this other thing, right? 4 options. And he prepped equal amounts of all 4.
Bag all.
So now just, you can probably do the math.
Yeah.
So midway through the first seat, also he could not pump the food out at the rate that it was needed at all. So long story longer, halfway through this thing, it was complete chaos in there. Like nobody's getting their food. It's like 30, 40 minutes to even get a first course out, right? And when it did, it might be half the table, right? And we hadn't even been open that long with this new staff, and we were poorly trained. The whole thing was really ill-conceived, and they were trying their hardest, but it was just something about the way they were rolling all this out was a mess anyway. So it was a debacle. All I can say, I'm just going to give you a few moments to encapsulate it, okay?
Yeah. Lay it on us.
At one point, the chef was screaming at us, you know, in his Australian accent, which I'm not going to do because I'll do it so poorly, but like, push the salmon. Why is everybody ordering the fucking turkey? And we're like, it's Thanksgiving. At one point, I saw a father of one of the parties stand up, grab this guy, David, I worked with, another server, by the vest. We had these like very fancy outfits.
And this is at a time when there wasn't cameras everywhere. You could rough up a little bit.
Grabbed him. My food or my check right fucking now. In the middle of the restaurant, standing up, grabbing the server. That's what was going on. You were
Holy
scared
shit.
to go out. We had so many reservations. We had people out by the pool. Like all you're doing is damage control.
But then
And it
also,
was-
like, didn't you run out of turkey? Like,
Ran out of turkey, of course. There's like 2 more seatings. I'm done. Like it was a nightmare. At one point, I finally just went into this back private dining room that wasn't being used and just got on the floor, kind of like a fetal position, and just sat there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, there's nothing more to say to these people, and I can't. There's nothing to do other than to be abused. It was just awful.
Yeah, it sounds
it's like a
terrible.
server nightmare.
Yeah, it
but
sounds
real.
like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, and there was hours to go.
Ugh, no.
Did you make it through the rest of the night?
I don't remember.
It's like blacked out.
yeah.
Blacked
I
out.
remember we all started. The servers were imbibing. So
In Beverly Hills, the crowd hasn't changed much. They're still pretty savage.
It's just wait.
they do not tolerate this.
Yeah.
They don't tolerate it at any part of their lives. They're used to like having it what they want when they want it.
Right.
Exactly.
Particularly they for decades they've been going there. You get the buffet. It's like a nice buffet too.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's easy. It's great for the family. I don't blame them for like being totally, you know, surprised by this. But like, oh, it's just a bad situation.
Yeah.
Whew. I need to like
Yeah, right.
Yeah, reliving
Every
the
time I tell that story, I'm back in it.
When you told that, though, it just reminded me. I did have one more restaurant job for a day.
Oh.
One day. And it was at Mastro's on
yeah,
Rodeo.
Okay.
And I think
Still
I
owe
was
you that paycheck.
I think I was working at Boneyard, maybe. And I worked at the cafe in Beverly Hills, but like I said, it was like the doctors and nurses and staff that worked at that building. And I got hired as a hostess at Mastro's. I was really excited because like I felt like Beverly Hills is gonna be a lot of money. And I needed money so bad. And I was being trained, and the vibes, like, I don't want to shade Mastro's, but at the time, this was like 2006, I was just like, I'm not a good fit for this.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out. So they were like, I was filling out my paperwork. I had to go to my car to get my license because I left my wallet in the car. And I literally was like, if my stuff was not at the coat check, I was just going to drive off.
Just leave.
So I had to go back. I finished my shift, and then I emailed them, and I'm like, I don't think this is a good fit. They never paid me for that day.
Those
They never
bastards.
paid me. But I did have one more
Justice
job
for
for one day. I know. It's probably like,
With interest, Mastros. With interest.
I worked at Spago in Beverly Hills, and there was this old guy who would, even like, during COVID times, would whack people with his cane.
Oh my goodness.
Just an old fucking rich Beverly Hills dude.
No,
Just whack.
I
And people
can't
were
do
like,
it.
I'm gonna strangle this old man, but he was like a regular, and there's a prestige thing about Spago, but yeah,
You
he
gotta
was
take the beating.
yeah, you gotta take the beatings.
The caning.
Yeah, the caning.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm gonna assume, Andrea, that you haven't been fired.
I've not from a restaurant.
Okay.
Other
'Cause-
jobs I have, but not a restaurant.
Lay it on us. You ever been like,
The only job, well, actually, like two, kind of. I think it might have been right out of high school. My friend was like, I'm working at this telemarketing job, and I think this is like, I'm not gonna age myself, but this is like probably 2002, and it was like $20 something. Like that was so much money back then, and I'm like, holy shit, like hell yeah, I want to work this telemarketing job. And it was like for a firefighter association in Arizona. I'm in Florida, by the way, during this. So I'm like calling people, and they're cussing me out. It's not a scam. Okay. It was a legit thing. It was like a fundraiser thing for them. But the thing was, like, you can make your own hours. That was their big thing. You can make your own hours, come whenever you want. So I made my own hours, and I came whenever I want, and it was not a lot, because like, if you tell me I can make my own hours, like they didn't say you need to have this many hours a week. They were just like, make your own hours, and we didn't need to tell anybody. You just showed up.
Yeah.
You just showed up.
Okay.
How
much would you show up?
I honestly, that was so long ago, I don't remember. Like showed up maybe like twice a week.
For
an hour.
2 hours?
I would stay for like maybe 3 hours. Yeah. I think. I could be making that up. I honestly don't know. And then they called me into the office, and they're like, we're going to have to fire you. I'm like, maybe I wasn't like getting enough like commitments for people to like pay. I don't know. Maybe there was other reasons. But they had said because I wasn't working enough. And I'm like, I can't work more than this. And then the other job was when I was in high school. It was at a tanning salon, which I'm like such a pale person now, but I used to be like my nickname was Tandrea. I used to be really tan.
No
I
way.
used to be really tan. And so I worked at a tanning salon, and I really liked the owner's wife, who was like the manager, until I didn't. She was just like this pathological liar. She would like tell me she had brain cancer, was going to this like appointment for her brain cancer, and I'm like, oh my God, because she would be like, can you work alone and like close for me? And I'm like, yeah, you have a fucking brain cancer. And then my friend that I worked with would be like, oh, I went to the mall with Christy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
When?
a really wild level
like,
of lie to go to the mall.
with my friends that she knows I am really good friends with. And so
I have to shop. It's
she just had to. Like,
part of my cancer treatment.
Could it just be skin cancer? It has to be brain.
When we talked about like Bistro Huddy people being like from like inspired by people, there's so much of Nicole that's inspired by me, and this part of it is like such a Nicole thing. I was so fucking mad about that, because like if she would have said I want to go shopping with Nikki, I would be like, go shopping with Nikki. I'm good.
Yeah.
But to tell me you have brain cancer and you need to go to your brain cancer treatment. So her husband had called the next day and was like asking about something, because he was the owner. His name was Michael. And I just said, I'm really worried about Christy. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
no.
Her brain, she told me she has brain cancer. And he was like, I have to call you back. And the next day, Christy comes in to my shift. She's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, I quit. She's like, you can't quit. You're fired. Like that whole like thing.
Yeah.
And then that was like the quit fire.
That's so good.
It's such a childlike thing to do, is to
Insane.
make an extravagant lie. Like I remember lying as
Why
a
would
kid,
you
but
lie
like
about brain cancer?
that's
By the way,
next
Nicole
level.
would totally handle it that exact same
Yeah.
way.
Sean.
We gotta do that episode.
Yeah, right. I remember I used to lie about shit like when I was a kid. Like I used to tell people I could play the spoons. That was a professional spoon play. You know what I mean? That was like my brain cancer lie, but
I lied a lot, too.
as an adult,
No.
why?
As a kid, I used to lie and tell people I had a brother. I wanted a brother so bad.
Are there professional spoon players?
Maybe. I'm sure there
I
are.
think there are.
I think there are
Wow.
too.
Maybe Tennessee. You think some?
I'm just trying to imagine who would pay to go to the show.
Yeah.
It's just a spoon.
Yeah, there were there.
But like
That
Maybe
was
they're
my
part
big,
of a band.
That was one of my big lies.
the
as a
mouth
kid.
harp guys opening for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a good lie because people would be like, "Can you do it?" And I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I can." And I would play the spoons, but they would be like, "I guess that's how it's supposed to be."
Yeah, I was
What's the reference?
like, wow, you're really good at this.
I would if you had some spoons. Oh, you do. Ding, ding, ding,
Drew,
ding,
have
ding,
you
ding.
been fired?
I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, have I blocked it? But I've never been fired. No.
Damn. Okay.
Goody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rule follower.
I was everywhere I went, people tended to enjoy my employment. I showed up. I did my job. I usually offered management within 6 months of anywhere I've worked. Turned it
Ooh,
down
have you
every
been?
single time.
Have you ever been a manager?
No.
I think they offer everyone
Good
that's
on ya.
kind
I
of
was
capable
not.
just because they
I was not trying. I always was trying to be an actor, writer. You know, it was always
It's too much of a commitment.
right.
Yeah.
I needed the flexibility. Like it wasn't like I was trying to. You know, as I got older, I paused more to think about it because you're like things are not working out in Plan A. So,
Yeah, I'm learning that the hard way right now.
Yeah, Shane's
Are you
in the
management?
throes of management right now.
I'm a manager, a bar manager / floor manager currently.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Look,
a lot.
everybody's different. From my experience, I think it's the stupidest thing you could possibly do. But no judge. No, just kidding.
No, it is. It's real stupid.
No,
it's fine.
Having a good manager makes such a difference. So, more power to you. I do look back fondly. There's a couple of managers I've had that were just awesome, and it just makes you really enjoy the job.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a lot of good cop, bad cop, especially with other managers.
Oh, yeah.
So
Tell us a little bit about that. Is it planned?
No, I
Like
mean,
you talk to the other manager and be like, hey,
Yeah, right.
you say good cop, bad cop. What you really mean is you let this other manager be.
Is it
100%.
is it like mom and dad? Is there like a there's a parent that you always go to that is gonna
They're being like, man, I would let you.
Yeah.
I would let you.
yeah. Oh, this is a question I have for you guys. You've been out of the game for a minute, right? For a few years.
Yeah, 2020.
7 years for me, like 6 for you. Literally almost exactly 6 because it was when everything
COVID
shut down.
I just never.
You were
ended up
there the
going
night
back.
that they were like, this is it.
Yep.
We're closing down and it's just going to be takeout.
Yep.
I can't. It feels like last week, and also feels like 100 years ago sometimes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you guys? So my question is, do you guys ever use restaurant lingo still? Do you guys still?
Like in everyday life.
Yeah, just in everyday life. You ever drop a corner?
I did the other day. I feel like.
I said behind the other day, I think.
That makes
Well, that
But,
was
like-
very useful.
super
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah. We don't ever say corner.
You ever done it at the grocery store, like on
Yeah,
accident?
often.
You know what I find myself doing? I feel like I'm like, I know it's like in there somewhere where I'm like, it's like a slight angle, and I feel like a douche afterwards. Is I'll do it when I'm a guest at a restaurant. When I'm like going to the bathroom, be like, hey, behind. You know, like,
You're like,
To the staff.
why did I do that? Just and I know that like
But
subconsciously.
But I've said that too. Like if I see people coming, I'll say that also because it's like sometimes when you're serving and you're on like autopilot, like if I say I'm right here or something, you
Yeah.
might not process that.
Yeah.
But if I say behind or corner, whatever, then I have done that at a restaurant when it's been like the bathroom is near a service station and it's like a little traffic area. I've said that to them.
I went in as a +1 to a wedding once and dressed in all black. And when I arrived, the entire catering staff was dressed exactly like me. And they were saying it to me constantly. Well, they thought I was working with them, but I remember thinking,
They're like, look at this
And you
asshole
could've.
sitting down,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Just
enjoying.
jump right in.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's like
So
going
funny.
to Target with a red
Yeah, exactly.
shirt on.
I like that 86 has become like universal.
Yeah.
You know, it's transcended the restaurant industry. Now it's
Yeah.
like everybody gets
So many
it.
people use in the weeds too.
Yeah, I love it.
didn't know that, but so many other people will say like, I'm a teacher, and I say I'm in the weeds, and I'm this, and I say I'm in the weeds.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
universal.
Being in the weeds as a teacher, just grading too many tests at once, or
Maybe like field
With
trip.
kids?
Maybe it's like you have to grade a bunch of tests,
Yeah.
some parent-teacher conferences
Yeah,
coming
just-
up.
yeah.
You gotta,
I guess so.
buy your own supplies because you're not getting paid enough. Gotta manage your GoFundMe account.
Yeah, right.
They have supplies for the classroom.
True. I mean, in the weeds started with gardening, I assume, right?
Well, gun and garden.
Garden
Oh,
and
Mega
garden.
Stitches, they-
We'll like flip back through
Right.
the old.
Oh, the origin
copies.
of In the Weeds.
It has to be.
That's a great question.
Something that's like really obviously
I
about
think it's
weeds.
probably literally just,
Someone's like, I'm
you're
stuck
trying to
in the
walk
weeds.
and there's a
I'm
bunch of weeds
trapped.
around you. It's hard.
One thing that's beneficial, I think, for Shane and I is that we still work in restaurants. So like doing this, we can like cherry pick experiences and keep it, things from last night. Do you guys ever miss it a little bit? Like you're like, oh, I wish I could work like guest bartender or do a night somewhere, or do you ever kind of miss the?
I miss like the 2017 Boneyard with like
Great
all of our
crew.
people.
Great crew.
So like if all of those people still worked there, I would be like, give me one shift a week. Not really, it's too far from my house now, but I miss
The social
that.
part of it.
I miss
the
If
family.
it was like me going to a new restaurant where I don't know anybody,
Yeah.
I have so much anxiety over that I couldn't do it. But if I can go back in time and like relive those days,
The camaraderie, the social part. Because, we're parents of young children, so that isolates you a little bit too. You know, you don't get out that much, and we work from home, and so we just miss probably the social part of it. It's just built into your job. It's one of the things I liked about doing it. You're moving around, you're talking, you're not just sitting at a desk somewhere all day.
yeah.
It's one of the great things about it.
Yeah.
You're a social person, right? So I miss that part of it, but that is where I draw the line. I don't miss. I did it. You guys have probably done it around the same. I did it for 22 years, and that was plenty.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I mean, it seems, I suppose since COVID, you guys have been doing the TikTok, right? Being that removed from the restaurant industry, do you ever, it seems like the answer is no, but do you ever struggle coming up with concepts for the, you know what I mean? Just based on like your memories of the restaurants, or you feel like you just have such a Rolodex from working in the
I
restaurant
think
industry
the
for
only
so
time
long?
that there was ever like kind of a notable issue with it was we started doing this during COVID. So at the time it was like only takeout was open. And then little by little it started having like minimal diners allowed to go in there. And so we had this really amazing community of restaurant workers that were just like, they saw these videos, they felt like, oh, we're not so alone. And they kind of wanted their current experience to kind of be portrayed. Because
Right.
it was like, we would hear the customers now are so different. They're so much more entitled. They want this like old restaurant experience, but like you have to be like distance. You have to wear a mask in
Yeah,
between
what it's like.
bites and stuff like that. And so we always we felt like our videos were good because they all came from like a place of truth.
Right.
And that it's like we're just kind of like guessing what this experience would
we
be like.
didn't really have a personal experience with
Yeah,
that.
so we were like removed from that.
Other than that, we do have just tons of ideas from our own experience, but also people send in ideas.
Right.
And you'll see some of them, they'll say idea by, we'll tag them or whatever.
Oh, cool.
So there's that. But then the other thing is, and we talked about this a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years into this, we had this conversation where like, if we could make people care more about the characters in a traditional sitcom way, where you care about the relationships and the characters themselves more than just the jokey restaurant,
One-liner.
relatable restaurant idea,
Right.
we can go forever. And that was our goal. And I feel like we've gotten there where it's like people are now following the relationships, and it's more about that.
Exactly,
So we're
yeah.
less dependent on,
That's one thing that I enjoy about it is it is very funny, but it's not like restaurant punchline humor. There's like a very human, real like relationship aspect to it where you kind of like, you start to care about the characters, and it's not just like a haha funny thing where, you know, there's these very like human moments with all the different characters, and it's really cool to see it play out in a restaurant, but it could be applicable to really any industry, I feel like, or any industry where there's that kind of staff.
Yeah.
You know, which
goal.
I think is.
And we try to pair relationship stuff with a relatable restaurant thing too.
Yeah.
Like, that is the goal. So it's always like, okay, Brad and Nicole are having this fight about blah, 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 based off this previous relationship where they dated years ago, blah, blah, blah. But also, let's work in that thing that customers do when they
seat yourself at a dirty table or whatever.
Dirty table is an example. So we'll pair the two things and try to weave it together. So it's not just a
and
soap
not just like
opera.
relationships like that, friendships too, like the dynamics between the coworkers.
It's cool that you guys have created, like you said, like this kind of sitcom thing on social media, because there is like an A line, and then the B line is kind of, or the C line is then the like the restaurant thing. You know, it's cool to see. You know,
It's
the side.
mind-blowing. Honestly, like you get sucked in immediately.
It's super impressive, and
I forget that it's you, man. I'll be watching and like, what? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like when I see him in front of my face in costume, it's like that's Drew in a wig as this person. But when I'm watching it, these are like real people to me too.
Yeah.
Like it's like weird. It's when they're all in that together, like they are different people to me too.
Yeah, suspending disbelief is like so easy when you watch it. It's great.
and you kind of mentioned this already, but isn't Nicole more or less? I mean, is.
I always get so nervous about this because people have like a love-hate relationship. Like people are like, I love Nicole, but I'd hate to work with her. And I'm like, I wasn't really like that. Like I wasn't, there are some elements of her as an employee that were similar to me. Like
It's very exaggerated.
it's very exaggerated,
not
but
just-
like I was more of a team player than Nicole was.
Yeah.
But like Nicole likes to park in the manager spot. I would park in the back when I wasn't supposed to. But like I'm a girl. I didn't want to like walk late at night by myself through the streets. So I'm like gonna park in a safe spot. There would be times that I'm like, it's dead. I feel like I should be cut.
Yeah.
And I would like pitch that. But I always help people out. I never fucked anyone over. I never. She's like a way more insane version of me. But the parts of Nicole that I think are really inspired by me is just like she has a really strong personality in the sense that like she doesn't take a lot of shit from people.
Yeah.
And when we were working at Boneyard, I developed this like it's like a skill I feel like where you can like not take shit from a table that was like being a jerk to you, but it never came off as like you're being like a bitch to them. Like it was like it was handled really well, and I felt like really proud of that skill. The owner I know always would like talk about it because I would never let people talk to me like that, and so I feel like that part of her personality is similar.
That's a good skill to then carry on into your.
Yeah.
Had the opposite effect where I was like, I felt like at certain places I became like this. Speaking of corporate restaurants, there's this corporate restaurant where you had to say my pleasure.
Chick-fil-A?
No, there's only a few left, but it's
They
called
do that at Chick-fil-A.
J. Alexander.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you have to say my pleasure after everything. And there's other like culty like stuff, like you had to say AOA, and everybody was a champion. Managers were called coaches, so there was very
Yeah.
there was
Cult.
bizarre stuff going on there. But you had to say my pleasure, and saying my pleasure just got worked into like my psyche. That like I remember my building had like cockroaches or something, and it,
Where you live?
where I lived,
Okay.
and then I was like arguing with the building owner, and I was like, "My pleasure, sir," and I was like, "What? No, it's not. It's not my pleasure." Yeah, so like it started to become like the opposite, but that's a good one to stand your ground in a not bitchy way.
And it worked really well because Aaron, like I said, the owner of Boneyard, always had our back. So like he knew I'm not gonna just like Nicole sometimes could have an attitude with someone for no reason. I never was like that. I was always so nice. But if you like came at me some way, I would not do that. And he always had our back. And
Drew, is there a character based on you? Is there a specific person that resonates that you don't really have to get into character for too much?
I mean, I don't know. I've always told people like I'm kind of a mix between Aaron and Brad, you know, because like I would, on one hand, I'd be like The Rock. Like you could totally depend, like Aaron in the meetings would call me out as like dependable Drew, blah, blah. On the other hand, at that place, Cookies in Malibu, my friend Josh, who was like the deli bartender manager guy, he would see me, I would get weeded kind of for no reason sometimes, like too often.
Yeah.
And like Aaron might, you know, he would even say, Team Drew. And he'd call all the servers over and grab me. Hey, Drew, what do you need? We're all here. And of course, I'd be like, well, I need butter at table 8, and I need a refill of coffee 12. That's it. You know, like, okay. He did it almost to kind of shame me into realizing, like, you are spiraling for no reason.
Yeah.
So that feels more like Aaron. So it's like, I can be both in a weird way.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Speaking of Nicole, and just to, like, I took like a huge break from social media. So discovering Bistro Huddy and you know what you guys have created is somewhat new thing for me within since we started this, you know, the social media page for this pod, and just like I think I got on TikTok during the pandemic, and then it was just like, I can't do this. I'm like, I'm too old. So I I deleted and it was off TikTok for years and just got back on. And it was cool to see what you guys were doing like for the restaurant industry, because you kind of give, you know, some of us a voice, but also I didn't realize how big a part of like the zeitgeist it had become, or like the ethos of the restaurant industry, until Nicole got fired. That was like crazy. And that's like that's semi-recent thing, and like seeing all those, like, the videos that were cracking me up where like people were like boycotting.
Oh my God. We could not get enough of the boycott videos.
The boycott videos were killing me.
At home.
Some of the food looked good too. I was like, why would you want to eat if you could cook
That
like
surprised us too.
Yeah, did you anticipate that big of a backlash?
No. So could we give a little like insider info?
Sure.
So we had this idea to have like, well, every now and then we'll just do like these random one-off videos. It's a lot easier for us to write like a multi-part series. It's just easier to write. And those ones are usually more relationship based. So we had this idea of we're going to fire a server. And like and I think any creator that makes any kind of content should look at your numbers, and like, they're not everything, but you need to see like, okay, people might not be into this. Like if you know what your numbers normally are and these are significantly lower, like this is kind of a stinker and no one really is into this. And that's what this was. Like we were like, no one really cares about this.
After part 1 and 2.
After part 1 and 2. So we're like, let's just get it over with. Let's be done with this.
The idea was they're slow, which a lot of restaurants are these days. And so they're going to do comment cards to judge which server needs to go based off the feedback on these comment cards.
Yeah.
And part 1 and 2 were just like crickets. People were just not watching it that much.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just get it over with. And we're like, because we had talked.
We still didn't know who we were going to.
Well, we had talked about, should we have a new? Before we knew that, we were like, should we introduce a new server? No, let's just fire someone, and then we can maybe introduce a new server.
Or bring them back. We thought we were going to fire them.
And so we were like, let's just fire Nicole, like, because at that time, like, there was mixed feelings about Nicole. There were so many videos, comments of people just being like, I'm over Nicole. I hate her. I'm sick of her.
Very few.
But there are way more that were on her. So we're like, let's just do Nicole. Like, that'll be.
But in my mind, we were always going to bring her back.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And so we did, and we just like, and then all of a sudden, shot to the freaking
we did it like
sky.
we knew it would get a response.
We were just basically like, let's just get this over with, fire her, get her back, call it a day. People aren't into this storyline, and they fucking lost their shit over it. And we were like,
anger. My sister texted me from Tennessee. She's like, my friends are yelling at me about this. They want answers.
I think for us, like, one of the coolest things that's come from this is like, it's created this amazing community.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of the community that are constantly interacting with us, whether it's comments, DMs, whatever. And there are these other ones that are like just watching and whatever. And I think this brought the watchers like out. And then it's like, once one person does a video, And everyone else, they start to realize like, oh, there's so many, like they might have not realized what this community was that we have seen. And then we just love that. It's like, I see other people's videos that are like, I get 200 views and this video's gotten 1 million. And like, I have all these new friends now. And like, I just think that's like the coolest part of it. So
It
like,
is really cool.
It created a trend.
Yeah.
Just to have Nicole's back.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It was really cool. But we were shocked.
And then she started her own TikTok.
So she
right?
already had her own because we needed it
About a year
for
and a half
a
ago.
video so long ago. We just needed her to make a TikTok. We just needed to have like her little watermark on it. And so we made it a while ago.
Made like
We didn't
6
even care. Like we didn't
TikToks.
promote it or anything, but people showed up
They
on
were
their
fine,
FYP. They found it. And then,
Got up to like 800.
yeah, it was like, yeah.
And
then
then we
it was
didn't
just
do
like
anything with
nothing.
it for like a year and a half. We just sat there.
And then once this happened, we're like, maybe Nicole needs to
she
like
doubled it.
come back
She's
to
like
her.
at 1.4 million.
Yeah.
It's
Nicole's
so
blowing up.
crazy.
Nicole's got an OnlyFans now.
She's making us rich.
Yeah. I haven't told you about that.
Well, I know now.
Yeah, he's a
It's a
subscriber.
subscriber.
first
Loyal
one.
subscriber.
Platinum subscriber here. The things I do, I don't feel good about,
God.
but the kids
We,
are bad.
no, the thing about Nicole, like when I look at her, and it's so funny when we did the one where it was like they had to be line cooks for the day to learn how to stage so they can be better servers. And I was like, Nicole actually looks cute like this. But normally when you see him in person as Nicole, it's like
Not cute.
it's not as cute as you. There's a little finessing in the editing.
Well, the
process.
way I film it, something about, the keying out the green screen softens it a little bit. And then I do like a little bit of a softening effect on her.
Sure, yeah.
And the angle I shoot from and being on like an iPhone. There's all these elements that make her seem like you are able to suspend disbelief
Right.
a little bit easier. And then like sometimes I'll make like a cameo without all that, or like do something we do.
Jump scare.
Interview
People
Yeah,
bit
and
where
it's
I'm
like,
just like,
you see all the stubble, you see
Yeah, I was
everything,
just
and you're
gonna
like,
say.
definitely a middle-aged man.
That's something I
And
really
scraggly
enjoy.
wig.
Sometimes there's a little more
the
shadow.
stubble, the
on
chest
Nicole.
hair, and all the women, all the ladies have chest hair.
So do
Great.
you guys have a favorite character, or are they like your children, where you love them all equally, or
I love a lot of them. I feel like I can't choose like my favorite as a viewer, but my favorite to write for is Madge, the dirty old lady, one of the dirty old ladies, because she could just say the craziest shit, and I like writing for her. I like writing for Tim the redneck. And I love writing for Nicole,
yeah.
obviously, because it's like I feel like I know Nicole really well, and so those are like my favorite ones to write for.
I always tell people I love playing like Terry the manager.
Yeah, Terry's great.
Because it's just in my vocal range, it's very natural, and I like how he's just all bark and no bite. So it's just fun to play him. He's always yelling about something. He's just fun to play.
Yeah.
Got a couple favorite characters. I like Trick a lot. I
Yeah,
don't know
Trick's
why.
fun.
He's just so cool,
He's very cool.
Yeah,
So
neck
much
tats.
cooler than I've
So
ever been.
insider information for the neck tat. It's literally a temporary tattoo that is applied every time he does Trick. So we've purchased, I forgot when I looked to see how many, but it's been like a lot. Like it's like a stack. Because we have to buy this like, it's like a stack this thick of like sheets of tattoos for this one tattoo.
There's one we need. and
What
it's
if
not
they?
sold
What if they ever
That's
sell out?
we literally talk about that. Don't even put that out.
All
in
right,
the
sorry,
universe.
sorry.
We,
We're editing- we're
We're
editing
always
out.
like ordering
I'll
more.
tell
But,
you what would happen.
but-
Trick would suddenly have a different tattoo. And just carry on and play.
but
That's
what
the nice
hap-
thing about it being so low budget.
Right.
Yeah.
low budget. Shade on us. But the thing is, like, so because he has to apply it every time, Trick is always the last person that he'll film. He'll leave it on. He'll edit. Because for the most part, we've been doing this so long that everything is usually good. But every now and then, maybe he forgot something. Maybe something, there's someone else that it's like, oh, if there was this other line that would, like, make it even better. So he leaves Trick on in case he needs to shoot Trick again. But because of that, by the time he'll just be editing, now hours have passed. And we're like, he needs to go to Trader Joe's to get something.
Yeah. You just go out with Trick.
He
Tricky.
so
I
many
forget.
times, and like
5 times.
the people at the restaurant, at the grocery stores know him not because of him, but just because he goes to the grocery store like every other
I'm
day.
the grocery shopper in the family,
Yeah.
would you
Yeah.
say? Yeah.
So they just recognize him from like being the one that's always there, and then now or like In and Out. He'll go to In
And I'll
and Out.
come home and she'll be like, "Oh, your Trick tattoo." I'm like, "Oh, I feel like such an idiot." Not because I said this once and someone was like, "What's wrong with tattoos?" I'm like, "No. I just feel like
an idiot because it's
so
a fake.
fake looking in person.
It's
that
like
I
really
must look
shiny
like a real
and plasticky
idiot.
when you see it in
Like
person.
I'm trying to like make
Like
people think
He's
it's
picked
real.
up our
or
son
something.
from school
it.
with the trick tattoo on his
I-
neck.
Every single time I've completely forgotten.
Yeah.
Is it on now?
I imagine I feel like I probably have seen this. Like I said, we're kind of new to the social media game. You must get lots of Halloween
yeah.
people dressing
Yeah.
as your
That's
characters
kind of newer-ish though in the past
few
like 2
years.
years.
because they're pretty
Yeah.
distinct. The characters.
There's
Yeah.
the cosplay
And they
stuff and
send
the
pictures
Halloween.
in. We've shared them on our stories.
That's like the coolest thing when you've created something that someone wants to
Yeah.
be as their Halloween costume, or them and their friends will go to conventions that are dressed as Bistro Huddy characters. I'm just like, it's like the
Comic-Cons and stuff.
best, biggest honor.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters, and I'm pretty sure this is just a throwaway, like two-line character, was the kid who was working at like the Party City.
Oh my gosh, he was great at the holiday party.
At the holiday party. It was just like,
Oh my
it was so
gosh.
subtle. It was, like I know it's such a
So funny.
like I think
I'm glad that he's.
yeah, you know, he stuck out.
He
I
was
don't know why, 'cause
wonderful.
it was something cool about being so like a subtle.
It was very like real, like how
Yeah,
it's
so
I
super
wanted that
real.
to feel like I always felt whenever I'd watch like Coen Brothers, they always do that. Like there'll be some throwaway character like that.
Yeah.
And it always sticks with you for a while for something specific about those characters, even though they didn't do much. They just felt real.
Yeah.
And they're usually full of this like, I've been working here too long. I don't give a fuck about this kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And they were able to capture those moments.
Especially in like a Party City, right? I went to a Party City last year, and I walked in, and there was a pregnant lady on her phone sitting on a stool, and as soon as I walked in, she just goes, "Welcome to the party." And doesn't like
Yeah, they have to.
that's
doesn't-
their line.
it doesn't they don't she didn't look up. It was completely empty Party
Yeah.
City. Hey, welcome to the party.
Yeah, I said it for the record. I said it.
So yeah, that guy kind of had that.
I love that.
Had that kind
I
of
love
energy.
that.
That's on for some PYPs.
Yeah. So we do this segment. It's called Pick Your Poison. It's kind of like our version of like Would You Rather.
I was trying to guess what PYP was.
Yeah. Yeah. And these are just just a couple of easy questions just to see.
This is
I
terrifying.
know. I
Yeah,
feel
right?
nervous right now.
The way he's
I know.
saying that is
Right.
scary. It's no big deal.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about it. Could you lock the door, John?
Yeah, right. This is. Would you rather work Mother's Day or would you rather work Valentine's Day?
Oh God.
Oh, wow.
Pick your
That was
poison.
that was my part 2 of worst shift ever was a Valentine's Day.
Yeah, they're brutal, but
No,
it's coming up.
Sorry, Mike, to do this to you. That same manager, he didn't realize it was Valentine's Day when he made the schedule. So it was on a Wednesday. And so he scheduled himself, me, and one of the 3 servers. We needed probably 6.
Oof.
And it was, and one hostess, one bar. It was, everything was
Like half of what it should
we
be.
needed. And we showed up, and I started realizing what was happening. He was like, and it was too late. And like, we were just destroyed. Destroyed.
Yeah, on a Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was a horrible situation, but so
I
that
feel
makes
like I
me
would say
kinda-
Mother's Day. Mother's Day is
so
horrible because
bad.
it's like people that don't normally go out to eat. That's like
And
their
the kids.
second time a year.
I'm gonna say Mother's Day. Would I rather not work?
Well,
No, which one would you rather do?
Yeah, which
I'd rather work Valentine's.
I think I would do Mother's Day.
Okay.
I just feel like it's shorter, a shorter, like at least where we were working, the rush is shorter as opposed to Valentine's Day is pretty consistent till pretty late.
See, Valentine's I give the edge because at least it's like higher person average.
So many
typically.
two tops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just no kids.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love kids. I love my kids.
I
but
got a-
serving. I'm talking.
I got a Valentine's Day follow up. And this one, this is a nice one. This is not a would you, because it's Valentine's Day coming up, would you rather be part of a proposal gone right on Valentine's Day
Okay.
or be there when she shows him a positive pregnancy test?
Oh, proposal gone right. I feel like the positive one is such a private.
The other one feels too private.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And also, proposal gone right.
I love witnessing proposals. Like if we're at Disneyland or something and I see people getting proposed to.
I ruined a proposal on my first shift at Spago.
Your first shift.
Yeah. Well, first like shit day on the floor. I felt so bad. The guy had he printed out like a "Will you marry me" thing, and they were in a booth, and he was like, all right, and he was this sweet Chinese man, didn't really speak a lot of English, but was just the nicest. But there was a clear language barrier there, and but he had this printed up. It was in English and also in like Mandarin, and he got this nice booth at Spago, and they had like mimosas, and she was wearing white. And when he like went to go, he like gave the signal to like do the sign, and he was gonna get down and eat. I was like, I'm gonna pull the table out so that they can do it. When I pulled the table out, the mimosa and the champagne flute fell down, broke, orange juice all over, glass everywhere. Oh. I felt like such a fucking dick.
Your heart was in the right place.
She's like, I would have said yes, but
they didn't even get to he had the sign up. And I was like,
so you're Aaron.
Yeah. Yes, I am Aaron.
Clumsy.
So if you're out there, sir, I'm sorry. All right. Shane, you got any PYPs over there?
I got some pick your poisons, and feel free to say no. They're kind of directed towards some of the Bistro Huddy characters.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
One of them is, for Nicole, would you rather kiss Brad or Ruby?
So like the Nicole inspiration? Or?
Like would I rather kiss Brad?
No, as
like,
Nicole.
Yeah, as Nicole. It's really, this is like the Brad Cole, Ruby Cole thing is such, it's really intense, the two sides.
Yeah.
Honestly, and this is like hot take, unpopular opinion. I feel like she is a better match with Brad. I feel like Ruby is too good for Nicole. Mm-hmm. So I would love them to be together.
I think Ruby could bring the best out of Nicole.
You think so?
Yeah. If I was answering as Nicole, I would say I've kissed both of them, and I got to give it to Ruby.
Oh, nice.
As someone that dressed up as Nicole to kiss both of them, I would choose Ruby too.
All right, my other one is, would you rather have to, and I know that they don't want you to serve them anymore, but serve the Bergmans, or have to serve Poppy and River on a very busy night?
Is this Nicole specifically, or?
Oh yeah, I guess this would be directed
anyone.
towards Nicole, but it could be anyone.
Because the Bergmans are based off of real people.
Yeah, that was our really cathartic video to make.
I would choose Poppy and River.
Yeah, Poppy for sure. Because Poppy, we've gotten to a point where it's a love-hate. Like it's a game for Nicole. Like as annoying as she is, it's like she gets to talk to her in a way she doesn't get to just talk to anybody. The Bergmans are just vile.
So the people that they're based off of, I never really like saw an issue with them. They were fine to me. And then I never really served them though, because they would sit on the bar side of the restaurant, and I was always on the dining room side because I was the first cut always. Like I just was that shift. And but he would serve them a lot. And Drew was like, I mean, you've met him now, but like he is so nice. He's so nice to everybody. He never like, I'm the kind of one that's like suspicious about people. I'm the one that's kind of like, I don't know. He's never like that. And he like storms out of the bar, like, and he was just like, I fucking hate those people. And I was like, whoa. Like for him to say like, I fucking hate those people. And like, I was like, what happened? He told me, and I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe. And then I started hearing from other people, like, no, they're pieces of shit. Like, I never saw that side of them because I would just see them like in passing when I'm like going to the other service station, and I would see them. And so knowing all of that, I mean, they still were miserable. They just talked a lot of shit too. But I would choose Poppy River a million times over them.
And then this last one is just a fun one. Stranded on a desert island. you can only eat 2 things: Santa Fe chicken or the mahi mahi.
I think even at the island, the fish is gone. It's 86.
Yeah.
I would say Santa Fe.
It's a good hypothetical because no one's ever actually eaten mahi mahi that we know of. That Santa Fe chicken.
It's gotta be the
Santa Fe
Santa Fe
chicken
Gotta
is
be,
so good.
gotta be.
Although,
We always talk about one day having like a Bistro Huddy pop up here and having a menu and having mahi mahi, but it's like crossed out and says 86. Like no one can
That'd
order
be
it.
fucking sick.
be
You
awesome.
guys should
no,
do
we
a-
are. We are working on it.
We're
With
working on
Boneyard
it.
Bistro,
We're working
actually.
on
Yeah.
it. We're working
We'll
That'd
on
be
see.
so cool.
it. Yeah. Like a whole like immersive theater dining experience.
Yeah.
Would you guys,
yeah.
would you guys work it?
Hell yeah,
100%.
dude.
You need
Which
to come.
character, if you had to work the shift, which character would you want to be?
I feel like I could pull off a trick. No big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Pull off trick.
Yeah.
You'd want to be Trick.
I want to be Trick. No, I'd like to be Nico. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the
I
stoner
love
chef.
Nico.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Nico.
I-
That'd be fun.
He started as a server.
Did he?
Weird trivia. Early,
Yeah.
2020.
Before it
Still-
was Bistro Huddy.
Before
it was
we were
just
doing like more
random restaurant
scenes and
videos.
stuff, and it would
Okay.
be more of like, POV kind of whatever. There was one, it was like all the different servers talking about or greeting you, how they greet you, right?
Got it.
And I had like a blonde server, whatever, and I had this wig that ended up being Nico's that
Well,
we
we
had
had a
done.
character.
Oh yeah, we did it with a previous YouTube channel. We had a guy named Nico who
With that
wore that wig. So I was like, oh, let's make Nico one of the servers. And he was like, hey, welcome in. Can I get you? He was clearly stoned. And that was the joke. And then later we did our first kitchen scene. And we were like, oh, this guy should be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But the first
If you do like a deep
Nico
dive and
moment
go
was as a
back, like
server.
the
That's
kitchen guys, like so many of the people, their personalities and their vibes are so different than what they
yeah,
are now.
they've
It was a lot of character development to figure out like, and so that's another thing that's so cool. Social media is like people just kind of like let you figure it out as you go in that.
Someone just posted the other day, they found this old video the first time we showed Ruby. It was a totally different wig. The production value was different, we'll just say politely. It was horrible to watch. Like, it was horrendous.
We
She
were
was
watching it like, ugh.
it looked like me not attempting to do a character, but with this neon pink wig on, just kind of being like, blah, blah, blah. That's what it felt like watching it. I was
Ruby
like,
was a little more coherent, but Chef Joey was a little like, oh.
it was bad.
wasn't-
There's something fun about that though. It's
Yeah.
almost like a time capsule of
Yeah.
just seeing.
He's
the
never
growth.
deleted them. They're
That's
all
what people
there.
call it. They were like, prototype Bistro Huddy has me like,
Yeah.
and people were like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
scared. What?
I like Joey
come
too,
a
by
long
the
way.
way.
Yeah, Joey.
I like Joey
Joey's
sticking up for he's like he's rough exterior, but
Yeah, yeah.
kinda,
At the
you
end
know,
of the day-
end of the day, he looks out for
Yeah.
Yeah.
he looks out for
Yeah,
everybody.
go out
which I
there
think-
onto the floor. And,
Yeah. Can I ask this? Can I ask Nicole?
oh, sure. Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
Nicole, pick your poison.
Okay.
A guest that won't make any eye contact, or a guest who locks eyes and never breaks.
Which do I prefer? Obviously, the one with no eye contact. I was like, if I could go through a whole shift and not make eye contact with a single person, I would take that.
Nice.
1,000%.
Nice.
I could see her argument for both. Like one, because like it depends on that locked eye contact because she likes attention.
I want them to lock their eyes on me. I just don't want to be looking back. It's the contact part that I'm just not. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The way you just snapped into Nicole too.
Yeah.
It's
Scary.
so impressive.
Do you,
Anyway,
yeah. Thank you so much, you two. Honestly,
Thank
it was such a
you.
pleasure sitting down
Oh,
and getting
yeah.
to chat with you. And
It's really fun.
We
Kind of
loved it.
fun.
It's so fun.
hearing the lore, the origin story, and really excited to see where things go. And
yeah.
Thanks for
Appreciate it.
being on the
Thanks,
show.
guys.
Thanks for giving a voice to Bistro Huddy.
Yeah, you guys needed this to get you to the next level.
No, actually, in seriousness, thanks for doing what you do, because like you are
Oh,
talking
thanks.
about this business. I'm sure there's a lot of workers that really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're trying to do, obviously having a podcast isn't a new thing, but we definitely want to try to show different sides of the restaurant industry and have people talk about their gripes and, but also the beautiful sides of it of making best friends and relationships and all, so it's,
Getting married.
yeah, getting married and,
Kids with
kids.
a coworker.
Yeah.
so yeah, we're trying to, and we also it's kind of like Batmaning the situation where you're so afraid of bats that you make that your thing that's your symbol of so it's like
So traumatized by
the restaurant industry that it's like, why not turn it into like the thing that gives us the most
power.
I love that. I love that.
It was really cool having you on, and like I said, we're excited to see where what the next round of episodes they drop and see where things go.
We're doing a Valentine's series right now.
Oh fuck yeah!
Awesome.
Thanks guys. Thanks for watching. If you how do we do this? How do we dismount? Fuck. What do we say again? Something about
Your cut.
yeah.
This is worst shift ever.
Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe, and if you have any worst shifts you want to share with us, put them in the comments.
Yeah, there it is. Worst shift ever.
Trauma dump.
Cool.
That was great.
What the hell was that?